Okay, well, hello there. Again, my name is Greg Sherman. I am the instructor for this course, and I am going to walk through how to set up your Weebly site from the very beginning, and that is to log in to Weebly. They recently changed their product and the way you access it, and I have not redone this since last semester before they made their changes. So some of this stuff is going to be new to me as well, but I'm going to go ahead and just talk my way through it as I show you how to set up the website, and then also that is the account for Weebly, and then I'm going to walk through in the same video, so get settled in. I'm going to walk through how to set up the actual overall framework for the first week of class. So this is going to have a lot of really great information in it. You might need to watch it more than once, but you're going to see some edits throughout this presentation as I bumble my way through some things, but I'm sure you're going to learn how to do this. And I also want to apologize. You're going to see some reflections in my glasses because as I look down on the screen and I'm looking at the websites, it's going to reflect back. And there's nothing I can do about that. I just have glasses and I can't see a thing without them. So anyway, here we go. Part one, you got to go to Weebly.com, Weebly.com. And here I am at Weebly.com, and I am going to sign up for a new account. So I'm going to click on either sign up or create your website. I'm going to click sign up. It takes you to the same login page. Okay, so here we are on the Weebly sign up page. And again, I'm just going to start a whole new account. Have a new email for this semester, EDET 620 Fall 2022. That's the semester I'm doing this in. Oh, that's at gmail.com. And I'm just going to copy that and paste it here. I'll create a password that hopefully I'll remember. In the US, sure, I will agree to the terms and service, even though I haven't read them. I know that that's a risky business. I lost a child that way and a grandchild. They were both given away without my knowledge after clicking the wrong consent button. But here I am. You do what you can do, right? To move on in life. So I'm going to click continue, and it's thinking, and it's waiting. I'll go ahead and save it on my computer. What kind of website would I like to create? I don't want a business website. If I select that one, then I'm going to end up with all this other stuff in my site I have to delete. So I'm going to do the Try Weebly websites. And the first thing it asks me to do is to pick a theme. You can change this theme easily later. And what I want to do is pick the most simple theme to begin with. And I believe these are the business themes. I'm going to go to personal. Some of these are super artsy. I kind of like them. But you know what? To be honest with you, the one thing that I think I like the best when I'm looking at it, I'm going to go back to business for now. And I'm going to pick, this theme looks super simple. Muse Techno, oh, that's just the name of the website. I don't know what the theme is called. I'm going to click on it though. So this looks super simple. I'll probably have to delete a lot of stuff right away. But I'm going to go ahead and pick that theme, and I'm going to start editing. Again, it's super easy to change your theme once you create something new and you're thinking, oh, I would like a different layout or different images or that kind of thing. Okay, now this is really important, so follow me here. I need to create a free domain name, and so don't be fooled that you're going to have to create or that you're going to have to pay for a domain name for this class. So since I'm doing this as an example for the graduate class, I'm going to call this website EDET 620 Fall 2022. You might want to include your name in the website address, something that's just you'll be able to remember later and that is somewhat descriptive of you. I'll put the word sample after that. Now I'll search for that, And okay, so this is where it can be a little confusing. I look down and here are the professional domains. I'm not going to choose any of those because then it'll ask me for money. And this is a no money class, okay? At least I hope so. So I don't want a professional domain. I want a subdomain. This is free. And notice that it has the title of the website that I put in here along with .weebly.com. And I am absolutely okay with that. Again, this is only going to work if the title that you put up here is actually available. So you might have to tweak that subdomain name to get it as a unique address. So I'm going to choose the bottom one. So pay attention there. I like it. I'm going to click done. And you're all set. Open Site Editor to enjoy your new updates. So I'm going to click the Reload Editor button, and now it takes me to the actual development of the site itself. So I do recommend writing down your username and password for Weebly, so that hopefully you won't use the same password that's you use for something important like your Amazon or your TikTok account. Don't want people to hack into that easily if they find your username and password. But so here I am in the development window, and what I am going to do now is I'm looking now at the let me do a quick I'm going to quickly go to the course website, at least the graduate version of the course website. And here I am, and I'm going to go to projects, and I'm going to go to the Weebly website shell. And here I know that in the first week of class, I need to create a website that has all of these elements on them, okay? A home page, which is already there. It's called home. I need a drop-down menu, not a page, but a menu that says me and my students. I need one called community building, one instructional support, one management, one PD support, and then you may want to include a link in your main menu back to the course website. That's up to you. It depends on how lengthy or what theme you pick and all of that. I find it that it's very useful. So here I am on my blank site. It's called My Site. And that's because I haven't changed the name of it. If I want to do that, I can go up to settings and I can click on the site title and I can say this. I'll call this EDET 620 sample site. You might want to make yours personal. Like maybe you want to, my last name is Sherman, so I'll call it Sherman Sample Site, which is sort of kind of alliterates a bit. Lots of S's in there. You can show it on the title of the pages or not. I'm going to save it now. And now when I go back to the build, you'll notice that it says Sherman Sample Site. And I already don't like it because it's so many letters that it spills across into two. And I might want to change that later. Anyway, notice that my main menu includes 4 pages and even a more page here. So I'm actually going to delete all these pages except the home page. And then I'm going to have to delete everything on the home page because none of this is what I want. And you delete stuff, by the way, just by hovering over it and clicking on the little red X. Hopefully, you'll get to know all of this stuff really well because you're gonna be creating a lot of pages for this class as you build your course website. So as you can see, I'm just deleting stuff like this. I might want to keep this if I want to put some kind of inspirational quote in there. But I'm going to go back. So this is my home page. You're going to start your site by creating some pages that have information about you on the home anyway. And notice that for some reason the title of my site disappeared again. That's weird. I'm going to click the refresh and I'm going to see if it stays that way. Oh, it did. Let's go back to settings and figure out what's going on. I have no idea why it did not save that. I'm going to talk Sherman sample site. Okay, let's see. A site category. Well, it's not business. This really doesn't matter. I'm going to call it personal though. Also, notice when I'm on the settings page that there's a thing called navigation, and it says group excess pages under more. And if you select that, then if you create some of your pages will disappear depending on how big of a site window you create. And it'll say more, and then they'll automatically go underneath that, and you'll have to hover over it. So you can have that or not. I don't use that on the course website, so you can deselect that if you don't like it. I'm going to go back and try to save this again. It says updated. Okay, so I'm going to go back to general. Oops, let's go to pages. And here I am. And now it says Sherman sample site. So go figure. That's a little quirky little bug. When I click on the pages button, notice that over here on the left, I have all my pages are listed. That's what's on this page. Again, I'm going to keep the home page and I'm just going to edit it. But I'm going to go to services. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to delete it. Yes, I want to delete that. I'm going to click on about. I'm going to delete that one. I'm going to click on contact. I'm going to delete that one. And so I have my home page, and notice that it's my site reverted. I do not know what's wrong with that. You know what I'm going to try? Check this out. I'm going to go to my settings. This is me just troubleshooting as we go. It's called Sherman sample site. I'm going to save it again. I'm going to save it, and then I'm actually going to publish it so that when I go to this website, notice that, so every time you make changes in your website, you have to publish those changes. It'll give you a link at the very top where if you click on it, it'll take you to the actual website. So you don't have to worry about any of the hard sell stuff going on underneath. I'm going to click on that now and notice that it does say Sherman sample site here. And it's all spilled out long because I have a wider window that is working. And then notice that I only have one page called home page here. So I'm going to fix that. By going back to my pages menu, and this is where I'm going to set up all of the stuff for my website shell. So the very first thing I want to do is create a page called Me and My Students, except I don't want it to be a page because I'm only going to put stuff underneath it. I really just want it to be a menu item at the top. I don't want it to be a page that somebody clicks on and then have stuff underneath it. So to do this, I click on, I'm going to add a page, so I go over here, click new, and I'm not going to click standard page or a blog page. I'm going to go to non-clickable menu. I click on that. I call it me and my students. Oh boy, fingers are all over the place. Me and my students. I'm going to click on done, and you'll notice that it shows up now in my navigation, but nothing will happen if I click on it because there's no because I don't have anything underneath it. I'll show you how to create a page that I do put underneath that in just a second, because you have to create 2 pages in the first couple weeks that fall underneath this. You have to put one right away this week. So me and my students, I'm going to do the same thing for the next menu item, which is community building. Community building. Oops, and I spelled that wrong. You can always go back and, or I put the capital there. You can change all that if you need to. So now it's home, me and my students. Notice that I have the more there for some reason. It didn't even give me any space over here. I'm going to get rid of that more. I don't like it. I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to scroll down to navigation. Going to get rid of that. Publish it just to make sure, because we had trouble before. Close that out. So now you'll notice community building is going to show up there. I'm going to do one more. I won't finish out the entire main menu. I'll do one more drop-down menu. Let me do that. I'm going to go back to pages. I am going to create one more, and I'm going to call it. It's the next one. It's the instructional support one, and that's also a non-clickable menu. Instructional support, and I'm going to click done. So notice it's now down here as part of my main menu. When I publish it, it'll show up all the way over here. It'll give me more room because I won't be in the editor. Notice the order of these. Right now they're in the same order that I want them to be in. But if for some reason you create a page and it ends up not in the right space, it's easy to reorder them by watch this. I hover over the 3 little dots under instructional support, and I drag it up to above community building, and notice that it rearranged my menu. Easy as that. I'm going to go back though. Okay, the last thing that I want to show you on this getting started video, it's very simple. And again, notice that it says my site. Dang it, Weebly, why are you so buggy? You know what I'm going to do? Check this out. I'm going to hit publish again, and I am going to go to the website just to see what it looks like. And notice that it didn't mess up on the main website. So it's just a buggy editor right now. So I'm going to close that off. Okay, the last thing I'm going to show you is you have to do an assignment for week 1 that involves reading a short little article written by a 14-year-old student. And it's about a project that she and her classmates completed. And I think it's a wonderful story. It was published recently in the Wall Street Journal. And you have to create a page where you reflect on it. And let me just show you how easy it is to create pages and to stick them inside your menu, okay? So under I'm going to go. But by the way, when you're on the build part here, it takes you to all the tools to build a page. But I'll show you how I build a page when I create one. Watch this. So I'm going to create a new page. And this one is going to be a standard page, very important. I'm going to call this, this is going to be the EJJ reflections, and you'll learn about that when you read the article. Okay? And I do not want a header. That's because Weebly puts giant image headers, depending on your theme, on your pages, and it takes up way too much real estate. It doesn't even look good. So I'm going to click no header. And so I got rid of the header. You'll do that probably on all your pages. I'm going to click done. Now, first of all, you'll notice that it ends up on my main menu, and I do not want it there. The instructions for the project say that it has to be nested under me and my students. And the way you do that is very simple. Watch this. I'm going to go back over to my list of pages, and I'm going to hover over those 3 little dots, and I'm going to drag them up to right underneath me and my students. So notice that it's here, but I want it under that one. So the way you do that, you just click on those 3 little dots and you drag it over to the right until it indents. See that? It's indented. I just clicked and dragged it over. Now notice that when I hover over me and my students, that's where the page is. You're going to do that for all your project pages. They're going to live under these menu options, and that's how I'm going to get to see them and review them and all of that. That's going to keep you organized. And so you have to do that for all your projects. So last thing I want to point out is when I'm on, so here I am on my page, my EJJ reflections. So I'm going to click on the build tab over here. I'm going to give this page a title, and I'm going to call this page what I want to call it, EJJ reflections. You could call it whatever is descriptive that makes sense to you. To put this title thing here, I just dragged it over to my space. There, I just dragged another title under it, but I don't want that, so I'm going to delete it like that. I'm going to put a divider underneath it, so I click on the divider option and I stick it underneath. There it is, EJJ reflections. And then if I want to write my answers, I will drag a text box and stick it underneath. And then this is where I will type or present. I will present my reflections, ... Okay. If you want to add images, you just have to click and drag the image element over, and I could stick an image that will be on top of my text box. I can click, watch what happens when I click it over here. I can click and move it over to the left of my text box a little bit, if I can do that. Okay, it's not cooperating right now. Well, it's underneath it. Oh, there it is. Now notice that now I have an image over here and I have my text over here. That's, I don't really like how that looks. I'm going to get rid of the image there. But anyway, you can play around with that and just learn how to do all this stuff here. It's really fun. It's very creative, I think. So that is how you create pages and move them around in your menu. You're going to get really good at all of this. Now remember though that before the week is up, before the due date, you're going to click publish, and that's going to put make all your changes public. So again, I'm going to go back to my sample site and notice there's my menu with my reflections, and I go there and it says what it is there. And that's it. Simple as that. I hope you really have an enjoyable creative time working in Weebly this semester. It's how you're going to be communicating with me about all your work. So good luck and have fun.